Hello and welcome to Sports by Compion. My name, of course, is Stephen Compion. Joined here by my co-host, Mr. Dan Gill himself, with a Capitals jersey, here to see the people. How are you, Dan?
Living large in first place. That's how I'm doing.
He is living large in first place. One more week, Dan. Can you close it out? We will find out. Andrew, of course, friend of the show, is here to join us as well. Andrew, how are you, sir? The beard is looking out of controlly powerful. It's intimidating some of the people. It's so powerful, Dan. I love it, Andrew.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Always good to be on. But yeah, it's getting a little long. I have to trim it up here. Got a wedding coming up 2 weekends from now, so I have to get a little bit of a little trim up for it. But nothing
trim up, look a little sharp. I get it.
Yeah, just a little more presentable. With some gray hairs out.
It's the wintertime. You got to let it out a little bit.
Absolutely.
Dude, yeah, man, it's starting to get cold.
Damn right. It really is starting to get cold out here. Well, boys, let's hop into this. We got an exciting week of Pick'em, as we had mentioned to Daniel, the very last week of Pick'em. Get excited, people. What's going to happen? How will this year close out? Will I stay in third place? Can I catch Taylor? Probably not. Can Taylor catch Dan? Probably not. Can Cory catch me? Maybe. Can Zach catch Cory? No. We're moving on, though. Let's hop into this. So let's cover all the information here, guys. Week 1. All right, hold on. I got to actually share the screen with you fine folks so that you can also see it and know what I'm talking about instead of just, hoping for the best. Oh, wait, what is all this? Screen 1, definitely. Oh, because I got 2 screens now. That's why it's confusing. Is this right? Yeah, cool. Is that working, Dan?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. All right, we got week 1. Starts off on Saturday. No Thursday night football, boys. We're going this happens towards the end of the year. They just are suddenly like, Saturday football is the thing now. And it's like, okay. I guess it's because college football kind of goes away. So they're like, all right, we're taking Saturdays now.
Well, it's that. And, I think the last couple of years, it's turned into, the entire week 18 is, unannounced. And they just wait to put all the prime games on Saturday and then into Sunday night. So.
Makes sense. Well, we got a banger to start off this one. We got the Steelers. We got the Ravens. The Ravens have already clinched the number 1 spot. So will they do some sits for this game, Dan? We don't know. But right now I'm picking Baltimore. We're going to have to pay attention to this one because the Steelers have been playing really good. So they have a strong chance to win this, but not if all the Ravens starters start, I don't think. What do you guys think about all this?
Yeah, I think one key thing is if the Steelers win and the Bills lose, then the Steelers are in the playoffs among several other scenarios. So I think the Ravens would love to prevent the Steelers from getting in the playoffs.
I'm sure they would. That's a good point.
But yeah, right now they haven't announced anything in terms of if certain players are playing. It could be a thing that they play maybe the first quarter, the first couple drives, and then they bench them the back half. But it's that age-old debate on do you sit your guys because then they'll be off for 2 weeks instead of 1 week if you don't do your starters. With having that first round bye, I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer to that. You've seen it go both ways. But I think with it being such a rivalry game, I could see the Ravens bringing it just to keep the Steelers out of the playoffs.
I can see that. I can see that indeed. What do you think, Andrew?
That's I think so. They're coming. That's at M&T Bank, right?
Yeah.
So they're coming down here. Steelers won the last one. That's usually a split. I feel like most of the times.
Most division games are.
What did we talk about, Dan? The last couple times we were talking the upper deck.
Yeah.
It looks like I think it's in the Ravens' favor, but also I need the Steelers to lose, so I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I actually wouldn't mind if the Steelers somehow pull this off. It would hit a $4 bet for me, which will be like a solid $8, dude. All right.
Hey, that's $4 more you didn't have.
We could really clean up here, Andrew. It's big time.
Look,
so hopefully the Steelers pull that off. That'd be nice.
You all thought Frankie's bet was the big bet. This is the real bet.
Oh, this is the real money right here, boys.
Was this for 10? Was this for 10 wins? What is this one for?
10 wins, yeah.
Mine was for 10, yeah. So they got hopefully they can pull it off here. It could happen. I'm surprised there's even a chance. Like after that, as Frankie was just on the other day talking about the Frankie project, and he was saying about how, after the Eagles, Cardinals, and Colts game, he thought it was over. So did I. I thought my $4 bet gone to the wind. But no, now there is a chance. And that's all we can ask for out of life, guys.
So,
Anyway, AFC South showdown, and this is a good one. This is going to be an important one. We got the Texans traveling to the Colts. I'm actually a little surprised. Here, let me add this real quick so you guys can see this. But we got a lot of the people picking the Colts for this one. I don't know why, because the Colts are at home, and I think they're technically the more solid team. I mean, CJ Stroud is back, and he is looking good, but I've still got the Colts for this one. I mean, they've been solid.
Yeah, I'm going Colts. That's why I need the Steelers to lose as well, so we can get that. Make sure we keep that wild card spot alive.
Checks out. Yeah,
But,
that checks out.
I mean, our defense can contain Stroud. So I think we'll be okay. It's a home game. Everyone knows we need to win, so come to play. And if not, you probably won't see yourself. We won't see ourselves in the playoffs there. So
No, yeah, this is definitely a do or die for everyone in the AFC South.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy race in that whole division right now because it's like not only is it going for a wild card spot, they're also like both teams could potentially win the division too.
Yeah,
depending on how everything shakes out. So like, there's a lot on the line. Sure, Indy did win the first go around in Houston, but yeah, I don't know. I think the Houston just progressed so well throughout the year, and I'm going to go with Houston on this, especially since they got Stroud back. If Stroud wasn't playing, if Stroud wasn't back, there's no way you could go for him. But I think
dude can play football, man. That dude can.
Sure can, dude.
Came back at the right time, and things are looking good for him.
Well, and at one point they were on like their third string offensive lineman all around, and he was still out there doing what he had to do and playing football. So I mean,
yeah, it's very impressive what CJ Stroud and what D'Amico Ryan's done with that team in general. The fact that they're so good, they were the first overall pick last year? No, maybe not the first, but
I think they were second. Yeah,
they're just balling out, man. Good for them.
He's really changed the culture over there for the better.
For sure.
And yeah, I'm curious to see what he's going to do. Like, we'll get a couple extra drafts under him, and you know what? Maybe they're going to be the team. Like, everybody was about Jacksonville, maybe being the dogs of the AFC South, but we said it earlier this year. Between him, you got Richardson up in Indy, Stroud in Houston, and now Will Levis is coming out of nowhere in Tennessee, it's a toss-up in that division right now. But I'm about it.
It's going to be interesting next year.
I love when it's a toss-up because teams are so good.
Yeah.
Not like you see in the NFC South where it's toss-up.
Hey. Let's not just throw the NFC South under the bus for no reason. Just get out of here, okay? You got to add up the Saints, the Falcons, and the Bucs win. We're not that bad of a division, okay? It's not our fault to have Carolina literally destroying the whole division record for us right now. Okay?
You're not wrong. Carolina.
We got three pretty solid teams. I mean, none of us beat any good teams, but we got those bad teams down. Let me tell you, except for Carolina, they're just Carolina.
They're just
Carolina. Anyway, leave the NFC South out of this. What are we doing? Anyway, dude, this is a mess. Hold on, I got double screen, and life is more complicated now. Anyway, so that's the AFC South situation. AFC North. This is an interesting one. We got the Cleveland Browns traveling to the Bengals. The crowd are taking the Cleveland Browns for this one. And it's hard to blame him with the way that Flock has been playing. And Jake Browning seems to have hit a stump these last 2 weeks after a very strong couple weeks showing. He's stumbling down the stretch here.
Yeah,
he should pick it up. He should really just figure his life out and do better this week so he can get a starting job next year. That's what I would recommend, Mr. Browning.
I mean, that's a bold statement there, but Joe Flacco.
We make crazy predictions here.
Joe Flacco's doing Joe Flacco things, and I think he's hard to stop right now. Like he
is.
He's going to be hard to take down. And I think the Bengals really came down to earth. I don't think they've fully recovered since that Pittsburgh beatdown on Christmas. Like they've just been a vastly different team.
They have
since that happened, and the first time they played each other, the Browns did win, but also, Deshaun Watson was playing in that game. I believe Joe Burrow. That's one of the times they got hurt in the game. So Jake Browning ended up throwing one pass for no completions in that game. But the Cleveland defense is still taking care of business. I don't see the Bengals doing much in this. So,
No, agreed. What do you think, Andrew?
Dan pretty much said it all, but yeah, I mean that defense is just electric. When you got Myles Garrett coming at you like that, and not Joe Burrow in the pocket. I don't think it works out for them, even though it's a home game. But divisional games, we've seen them go
We have
ways. But Joe Flacco is just repeating history right now with the Ravens, with Ray Lewis on defense, leading him through. I mean, his numbers are impressive. I gotta give him that. But
killing it.
It looks like history is just repeating itself.
It's crazy. In the year of the backups, he showed up a little bit late, and he's probably the best of all the backups that we've seen out there. It's pretty crazy.
Comeback player of the year for sure.
I think he's destined to meet up with the Ravens and knock them out.
That's crazy, dude.
I'm just feeling it. Because right now, as the season is, if it ended this week and we did, not including who does what next week, Cleveland would be playing at Jacksonville, and I don't think that's an issue for them.
No. So the way that Jacksonville's been playing right lately.
If they win, depending on how the AFC South shakes out, they could be playing either. I think their biggest hurdle might be if they draw Houston, but if they draw Indy, they draw Jacksonville. I'm not overly concerned about it. So maybe we'll get that dream matchup that we want over here.
One can hope and dream.
Hey, look, if he leads the Browns to the Super Bowl and wins, takes the Ravens out in the process, just maybe we'll call him elite. Maybe. This is how much of a chance it's going to be.
Fair enough. Well, we got Detroit hosting the Vikings. I think Detroit got this. Probably should be 12-4 right now. A lot of controversy on this last game. We don't have time to hop into it again because, frankly, everybody else and their mom has already covered it, so there's no need to hop into it further. But basically, I think Detroit got this. They got to be pissed off about last week. I mean, Nick Mullins is a stud, but he's the new Jameis Winston. So he's going to throw 3 interceptions, 4 touchdowns, 500 yards, and we'll lose.
I mean, I don't know how they're going to start Hall after that Green Bay game. He looked atrocious in that game.
He looked so lost, that poor kid.
But they played the Lions 2 weeks ago on Christmas or weekend of Christmas. They almost beat him. If it wasn't for his 4 interceptions or whatever it was, they might have beat the Lions. So it's we had a game earlier this year where I was hey. Watch out! I think it was actually the Eagles-Cowboys game. I was that was really close. I really don't want to pick the Vikings in this situation. I'm going Lions, but part of me is hey, don't be surprised. But I think there is a lot still on the line for the Lions in terms of seeding, because I believe if by some miracle Washington beats Dallas and Detroit wins. And depending on what the Eagles do, I think the Lions could still potentially get the number 2 seed. So there's still a lot for them to play for this week.
Interesting. What do you think, Andrew? Sorry, do you think there's any chance that the other team that we didn't pick is going to win this?
I think last time I was on, we said that the Panthers weren't going to beat the Falcons, and here we go. Divisional game 1. So I don't know. Let's just ride this one, see what the Vikings do.
All right. Solid enough. And I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough though because the Lions aren't going to sit anyone. They're not. They're going. They're winning. They're
going hardcore.
Going all in.
Yeah. Even if they couldn't progress, there's no way Dan Campbell's going to let them rest. I just don't buy it.
Yeah. No, he's not the type.
Not at all.
Well, fair enough. Well, we'll move on from the NFC North and go down to the AFC South, where there's yet another division rivalry going on. The Jacksonville Jaguars travel to Tennessee with a chance to win the division. Trevor in on this one, or is he out again for this one? I think they're kind of supposed to be decided.
I don't think they've ruled on this one yet. I would imagine there's got to be a good shot that he's got to play this game. I mean, sure, CJ Beathard did a good job last week.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they want to run the risk 2 weeks in a row.
Right.
he's listed as questionable at this point with the expectation to return for Sunday's game. So we'll kind of just have to see how that's going. Zay Jones is also listed as questionable for the game. But I think there's too much on the line for him to potentially sit. And that's just being like, if I was Trevor Lawrence, I'd be like, you can't just see your team get, potentially bumped from the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, unless the injury was that bad. So,
and he's tough, dude. He's been coming back from some crazy injuries in a very short period.
I think that if you see a game like last week against Houston, where Houston won like 26-3, if they get up big in that game, sure, maybe you pull him just to protect him. Because at halftime it was 20-3 in that Houston game. So like, if they did that, although Andrew and I watched that not matter last weekend,
I don't mean a damn thing.
We could potentially see them get pulled, but to give them a good shot, they got to do it.
I agree.
We got too much on
the line. I think they got it as well. We got the AFC East, a completely meaningless game going on. The Jets are traveling to the Patriots. Kind of a hard one to pick, to be honest, with the way the Patriots have been playing the last couple of weeks, and you never know what you're getting from the Jets. Like, I feel like they're sometimes terrible and sometimes they're pretty damn good.
I mean,
I'm taking the Patriots here just because they're on a roll.
You're not wrong. They've definitely been playing relatively better the last couple of weeks. I didn't expect that Buffalo game to be as close as it was last week, so
they were close to the Chiefs too.
Yeah, and so like they've been playing better right now. This is one that I think I could flip back and forth leading into Sunday, but as of now, I've taken the Jets. The line is New England too, so I don't know. They, like I just said, they've looked good. They knocked off the Browns, or the Broncos. Got our boy Russell Wilson benched, but I think I don't know. It's the Jets defense, man. Like they can easily win a game for them. So
that Jets defense is definitely serious.
All in all, they looked pretty decent against the Browns, even though they lost. Like that Browns defense was going to eat the Jets offense's lunch. So I think they have enough power to get through the New England defense, though.
Agreed. Who's starting down there, Andrew? Is it Zappy?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be Zappy. So Mac Jones is just on the bench eternally now. You gotta be getting shipped out of there next year, huh?
I wouldn't be surprised if they trade him.
Yeah. What do you think? A third, fourth round pick at this point? Fifth round pick?
Fifth.
Fourth,
it's gotta be a fifth. Right?
Fourth if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Maybe they can fleece the Vikings out of a couple picks.
There you go. Send them over to Minnesota. Hell yeah. All right. And NFC South matchup, which may or may not matter depending on the next NFC Championship matchup. The Falcons are hosting the New Orleans Saints. Now, I want to pick the Falcons for this. I'm picking the Falcons just because fuck the Saints. Although I do believe the Saints are probably the better team in this game. What do you think, Andrew? AFC South. We got the AFC South. NFC South. Sorry, we got the
Saints.
The Falcons traveling to Saints, man. 7-9 going against 8-8. I think the Falcons. No, I don't think they. Maybe they can get in. Yeah, I think if they win and the Bucs lose, they still can get in.
I think that's the only way they get in.
Which is the same thing for the Saints. They got to win and the Bucs have to lose. But either way,
no, because I think the Saints could win. I think the Saints can still get in by wild card.
Oh yeah,
because they're
8-9. They'd be 8-9 if they lose that game.
I thought they'd be.
But if they win it, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, like if they win, and then I think like Seattle has to lose, Green Bay would have to lose. Like it's like a weird.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like
I
slight of things to happen. Yeah.
I'm going Falcons. Why not?
I'm going Falcons too, just because
it's against them that went wrong last time, and it seems like they're kind of dialing it together now. So.
Yeah,
well, the Saints just won, and they won in dominating fashion, so it makes sense that they're going to suck next week.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
logical.
Definitely one logic to take. I mean,
that's how they've been this whole year.
Yeah, this whole division's was so hard to pick all year.
Yeah,
honestly.
For real. We have no idea what's going on.
I mean, I
Hey, get out of here, Andrew. We won't hear that blasphemy about the NFC South. How dare you?
I want to pick the Saints, but last time I picked them in this matchup, they just blew it. So, I mean, I'm riding with them again because I'm like the game's in New Orleans, but oh man!
Oh wait, Atlanta won the last one
when it was at Atlanta.
That's pretty significant. I might have to go back to the Saints.
They won 24-15 last time.
Oh, I don't know. I think Saints maybe take it then that time.
Yeah, Ritter threw like 2 picks, but they still won.
I mean, Taylor Heineke just had a bad week, so it makes sense that he has a good week coming up. Kind of how he rolls, also.
Yeah, it's
and you can't go back to Ritter at this point. It's over, dude. Leave Ritter on the bench. Like, stop.
You're no better just flipping a coin for this game than like anything else.
Yeah, dude, for real. I think I got to go back to the Saints, though. I didn't realize that they had lost the first round. So, yeah, I'm picking the Saints as much as I fucking hate that organization. Anyway, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, our hosts, are going over to Carolina because we decided not to win the division last week. They decided not to play football in general, Andrew. They were just like, football? Nah. We don't want to play against the Saints, dude. They hate playing against the Saints, the Buccaneers. So luckily, we're not playing against the Saints this week. We have had Carolina's number over the last couple of years. Hell, I don't know when the last time they beat us was. It might be a couple of years now. I could be wrong, but they did play us tight in Tampa at the first matchup. 21-18 was the final score on that one. Literally beat them by a field goal. But we also played like shit. So I think if we don't play like shit, we should be able to win this game pretty easily. Then again, we don't know what Buccaneers team is showing up. Is it going to be the one that destroyed the Packers, or is it going to be the one who just decided not to show up against the Saints? Who knows?
Yeah, I would take Tampa on this one. I don't see what Carolina is going to be getting into anything.
Bro, if you're Carolina too, and you just saw that video of David Tepper, do you even want to play good for this guy?
Dude's a clown.
Dude, the clown. I don't think I've ever seen a billionaire take this many L's, an NFL owner in one season. Like, people are saying, like, now that Dan Schneider's gone, this guy's, like, popping right in the gap.
Yeah. I'm going to go Tampa on this one. I think they close out the division. Last time Carolina won a game in the matchup was last year. It was 20.
Oh, yeah, they did split us. Yeah, okay.
21-3, yeah.
I do remember that game. God, that game was terrible. Mike Evans dropped a wide open touchdown to begin the game, and then it just was shit from there on out. I do remember that.
Yeah, but that being said, I'm sure Carolina would love to play spoiler in some fashion, but
it's not out of the realm of possibilities by any means.
It's not, but I don't see them getting anything together, especially with like how bad they were last week. With a backup
and coming up with a decent week against the Packers to just put up 0 points. Like, man, Carolina fans were feeling good about themselves there for a minute. They're like, maybe I won't be bad. This is going to be okay. And then just absolute trash. Like, there's honestly, he's questionable going into this game. And us Bucs fans are like, please, young, power through and play, buddy. We don't want Andy Dalton on that field.
I mean,
we don't do well against backup quarterback, and I do not want Andy Dalton starting that game. That would be bad for us.
Is Baker good to go?
Baker is also questionable, but I think he's going to be okay. He's a tough bastard. If Baker can't go, we're in real trouble, dude, because I have no confidence in Kyle Trask. Haven't seen him play much, but yeah, that's why I don't have any confidence in him. And the coaching staff does not have any confidence in him either, because they also have not ever put him on the field. So, yeah, let's hope Baker's okay. I think he will be. He's a savage.
Yeah.
Dude ran through like 2 Jacksonville Jaguars for first down the other week, so he'll be fine.
Look, we just need the progressive commercials back.
We do. He really needs to get his home stadium back. He'll play better. This is also kind of a hard game to pick, guys.
He would live in the ship.
He would. He would live in the ship. It's so true. Yeah. Yeah, it's huge.
That would be fitting, very fitting for him.
I think you'd love it. Anyway, guys, AFC South North.
NFC.
NFC North, dude. NFC.
Bears.
Yeah, Bears are traveling to the Packers. This is kind of a tough one. I know that it's skewing towards the Packers, and that is the logical bet. But dude, the Bears have won, 4 out of the last 5. Fields is playing out of his mind. We're hoping for him and Eberflus are just playing for their jobs like it's nobody's business.
I mean, they are playing for their jobs.
They're both playing their little hearts out for their jobs right now. That defense has been much better since Sweat got traded over there. I don't know. I'm a little uppy on this one. I kind of am sticking Packers because I should stay conservative in this last week reporting my catch me, but I don't know, man. I might be leaning towards
I'm going Bears right now.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Last week of the season, they're going to go out there and try to end it with a win.
Look, here's the thing. This is the Super Bowl for the Bears. We have bigger fish to fry. So, I think go and take care of business. I think last week was a statement win for how, just how we've been playing lately. We've let teams back into it. So the fact that, we had a dominating win over the Vikings is huge. In the Vikings, because the thing is, the Vikings haven't looked half bad.
No.
The last couple of weeks.
They shouldn't have started that rookie quarterback, and they might have had a chance in that game.
Well, I mean, the guy beat us earlier this year when he started. So, not for nothing, I kind of get the logic behind it.
Wait, so that quarterback had played the previous of the year?
Yeah, he had played against them earlier this year.
I didn't know that. I thought that was his first action.
No. He's played a couple games. I think he really came in late. He just kind of held us off. Because that was one of the games. That was when Kirk Cousins got hurt.
Was still good. Okay.
Well, he got hurt in that game, and that's why that guy came in.
Gotcha.
So, and then I think, so anyway.
So it's the Packers' fault that we no longer have the Kirkinator out there in the NFL, huh?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm blaming the turf. I'm blaming the turf.
Yes.
But now the Vikings, have looked relatively well. They ran the Lions down. So I think there's a lot of value in this win, and kind of, Green Bay has been not looking the best the last handful of weeks, letting teams back into games like that Panthers game. Yeah. There's no reason that should have been a 33-30 game. They couldn't find out what to do against Tampa and the Giants. So, I think things are looking good. Take the Bears down.
I don't know. I'm gonna be pending on this one. I mean, it's just funny listening to Packers fans. You guys are so spoiled over there.
Jordan Love has to continue the ownership. Okay.
And then Taylor was like,
Aaron Rodgers transferred to him. So, fun fact about the Bears.
The ownership is the ownership transferable to the next homeowner?
Yeah, he signed it over after week 1.
That's nice of him.
Yeah, absolutely. Fun fact, in the Bears' history, Jordan Love in one season has eclipsed the Bears' single season passing yard and touchdown mark by a quarterback in his first full season as QB. I think it just shows how bad Bears QBs have been.
Man, the stat has been going around for a while now on the internet, and it is just absolutely sad if you're a Bears fan.
Shock.
God, that's so sad if you're a
He
Bears
only has
fan.
30 touchdowns. Their record is 29 in a season.
That's rough. And that's not great.
Joe Flacco's about to throw for that in 5 games.
Dude, but they haven't beaten the Packers since 2018. I don't know. It's got to happen at some point, doesn't it?
It doesn't have to happen. I
personally think it'd be hilarious. I'd love to see the Packers out of the playoffs. Their fans have seen too much success. I'd be totally cool with them not.
I don't see the humor in it. By any means. But that being said, I kind of get what you're getting at. But no, excuse me. Yeah, it has been a while, and I prefer to keep that trend that way.
I guess we'll find out. Nah. All right, we got Vegas hosting the Broncos. This is also a kind of tough one to pick. I think I'm going Vegas here just because Stidham did not look good in that previous game. And, man, if you're the Broncos right now, if you're a player over there, I fucking wouldn't want to play for Sean Payton. Fuck that guy. I would not be playing hard for that guy. I'd be like, fuck you, Sean Payton. He's a terrible person. Real quick, just going to say it. That dude sucks.
I mean, here's my thing. How do you walk into a room and justify benching Russell Wilson?
You can't.
You can, dude. You can't, and then face your team and be like, hey, guys,
this is your guy. Tell me how this is the best please explain to me why this is the best choice for the organization. No. Because we talked about it the other day. I saw it on Sunday on the way to the Eagles game. like the top 6 QBs, touchdown to interception ratio, Russell's like number 4 in the league, and he's benched. Like that makes 0 sense.
It's crazy.
I mean, it just showed. Like I don't know. Like, was it really? Everybody loves to talk about the dynamic of that was Breeze and Peyton, but maybe it was all Breeze. Like,
who knows, man? I don't know if Sean Payton's a bad coach. I just think he's an asshole, and I'd like to see him fail.
Well, he is. He is an asshole.
Yeah,
he's an absolute asshole, dude. Like, yeah. So I think on the other side of that, you got Antonio Pierce, who his team loves him, and they're playing their little hearts out for him to try to get him that job. So I don't know. I think the Raiders can pull this one off.
I hope Pierce gets picked up. It's it's been a good story. I think he has the right energy for that team.
Yeah.
I'm still miffed that Jimmy G is not starting with how much they paid him this year to come.
That is crazy. Are they gonna ship him out?
I think you hold on to him unless someone makes you like that good of an offer.
But nobody's going to make you that offer.
No, the fact that he didn't play all year, like no.
And he looked like shit when he did play.
Yeah.
Unlike Russell Wilson, he deserved to be benched.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Look,
he has more touchdowns than bathrooms in his house this year, so we're good.
And either way, I'm sure the guy is just hooking up with all the possible supermodels in the world, so I don't feel even an ounce of sympathy for that gentleman. I'm sure he'll be fine. The Philadelphia Eagles, Andrew, are traveling to the New York Giants. I was just talking to some of the boys about this one. Hard game to pick, Andrew. We picked the Eagles like the last 3 weeks in a row, and they've failed. Like, what is going on with this team, Andrew? Can we trust them against Tyrod Taylor, who's actually looks decent? They look decent against the Rams. Hell, I think they missed a 50-something yarder. They probably would have won that thing. So I don't know, man. This is kind of a scary pick now.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta pick the Eagles and hope that finally, in the words of Sirianni, we're gonna fix things and turn it around. I've been saying that for fucking weeks now and wording it differently in every interview. But why on 3rd and 15 are we doing a bubble screen out to the side? What are we doing? I mean, come on, it's just simple, easy fixes. It's coaching. That's where it's stemming from. But Hurts has to play better. The line gave him a decent amount of time this week. I mean, we watched him stare down Dallas Goedert and then finally decide at the last second, oh, I guess I should throw it. Like, come on, man. You got to be quick on plays. And if the coaches aren't giving you the play, you got to audible do something because it ain't right now.
His reads in the second half were terrible. I mean, the amount of draws that he tried to do and just ended up sliding down for like 8-yard sacks was –
My grandma's 86 years old and could make a quicker read than that at this point. You know what I mean?
He's struggling. He's really struggling down the stretch here. And I don't know if anyone saw this coming. Like, he was looking so good. Even at the beginning of the season, they weren't looking as good as they had, but it was still looking like a pretty dominant. Hell, when they came to play the Bucs, like week 4, absolutely destroyed us. And it looked like, a solid team at that point. So a little surprised to see the sputter down the stretch here.
Yeah,
both those teams have a Super Bowl hangover. The Eagles and the Chiefs just appear to be having a little bit of a hangover headed towards the playoffs here. I mean, they're both back in the playoffs, but still.
And I mean, just missing tackles, all these fundamental things you should be doing. That's not going to transfer well into the playoffs if we can't even do it in regular season football. I mean,
do you love to see Matt Patricia over there with his pencil, figuring out the defense, just really putting it together?
I like
to take that pencil and light a fire under someone's ass. I mean, good God, dude, they're playing 5 yards off on every coverage. What are we gonna do?
But I like that he's using a pencil on a laminated piece of paper.
So many people have given him shit about this pencil, and yet the guy still rocks it. Like it's just his look.
Look, at this point, it's a statement piece.
Yeah, it is.
It's not even functional.
No.
He probably has like a box of golf pencils in his locker that he just takes out every game.
Yeah.
Gets a fresh one at halftime.
Yep. Checks out.
Someone should brand them. Maybe we'll get him official Sports by Copy and pencils for his ear.
Hell yeah. We can definitely afford that kind of sponsorship. We can absolutely afford that
Look,
kind of sponsorship. We got money coming out the goat here, dude.
I'll just paint all the pencils black and then take like a green Sharpie and write the logo.
Perfect.
There it is.
Ship them to the Eagles.
Perfect. He'll definitely wear that for us. Hey, you know what? Shout out to the non-sponsor sponsor, Matt Patricia. You know, really representing for the team out here, bringing in audiences. Thank you, Matt. Proud non-sponsor sponsor of Sports by Compion. Dan, are you taking the Giants for this one?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I don't believe in them that much, but
look,
they are one of those teams that's kind of weird. Like,
dude,
I keep saying
yeah.
I keep saying the Eagles are going to turn it around.
Dude, 3 or 4 weeks we picked the Eagles and they failed us.
So here's the thing: like, didn't see the Giants almost beating the Rams.
Dude, they would have won that. They missed like a 50-something yarder or a 40-something yarder.
Yeah, Mason Crosby lost it. So, you know, I fully get Andrew's reservations. But, like,
I think they got this.
I just got to think, like, you can't – there's no way they can go into the playoffs with this kind of slide.
No.
At all.
I think they're going to figure it out. They're going to have a come-to-Jesus meeting. Sirianni's going to rally the boys, dude. It's got to take place at some point.
I think it starts with running the goddamn ball with the running back that we have and using Swift for a reason. But
that seems like a terrible idea, Andrew.
It's
the guy who's like averaging like lots of yards per carry. That's no, you don't want to do that, dude. Obviously, give the ball to Hurts more and let him kind of get through his reads. Anyway, we got the Seattle Seahawks are traveling over to the Cardinals, man. Another hard game to pick, boys, because these Cardinals have been wild. All 4 of these wins, I don't think anyone for Sports by Compion picked them for any of those 4 wins. I'm going to go ahead and say that for free.
I think Cory might have picked one of them right.
No, Cory talked about it, but then he didn't pick them.
Oh, okay.
But he did think that they might win that game last week, and he should have listened to himself because they pulled it off. But yeah, I don't think they're going to win this. I mean, but Pete Carroll and the boys don't really have that much to play for anymore because they can't get in, can they? Or is it the same scenario? No, it's a similar scenario. They can't get in, right?
No, they have to win, and then they need Green Bay to lose, I think.
Okay, yeah. So same thing as the Saints. They do have a path in.
Yeah, but the Saints need them and Green Bay to lose to get in.
Oh, okay, so they're above the Saints. Got
they're above the Saints, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. So, yeah, they do have something to play for them, Andrew. There you go. And I do think they're going to pull this off. They have to, dude. Well, we've mentioned it off air. Kyle Murray is throwing the ball to literally nobody. Like, how is he getting wins? It's crazy. He's got Trey McBride, and that's it. Like, Hollywood Brown is not a real receiver. I'll go ahead and say that on air. Not a real guy. Not a real receiver.
I agree.
Not even
He's a figment of our imagination.
Sorry.
All right, anyone taking the Cardinals for this one or no?
No.
All right.
We're gonna watch. We're all gonna be like sitting there Sunday, like shit.
Yeah, dude, no. I hope not.
Shut up, Dan.
we need to start picking some right wins out here. All right, so the Chiefs managed to nibble out a win as they've been doing. They've been a nibble fest team. Friend of the show, Cedric, big Chiefs fan, texted me and Omeza during the show, during the game, and was like, the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, and the Lions are all trash. And I'm like, man, the Chiefs must be doing rough right now. And it turned out the Chiefs ended up winning their game. So they must have rallied, but they definitely had the Chiefs fans sweating, starting to get angry. I think they're a bunch of spoiled brats over there too, much like the Packers fans. You know, they're just over there just having way too many wins, and now they don't know how to handle a little bit of adversity. Must be tough for you guys. Poor babies.
I mean, look, here's the biggest problem over there. Ced doesn't know ball.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely true.
You know, Mr. thinks he's going to get a date with one of Taylor Swift's friends. Yeah, look, the Chargers are god-awful.
God, they're bad. God, Austin Eckler, you suck, dude. I'm so glad that we still managed to win my playoff game despite you getting like 6 points in the fucking championship game. You're the first-round pick, dude. And then you fumbled the ball, too. Had, like, minimal points and managed to fumble it, too. Like,
well, you know, I think, you know, I think they're going to end the season on a high note, go into the playoffs. I think if the Dolphins lose, they win. They'll end up as the number 2 seed. I think more than likely they'll stay the number 3 seed going into the playoffs. So, you know, at this point, that would put them against now it would be the Bills, but depending on how certain things shake out, you notice who that could be. So like, Bills Chiefs again, like that. I'm down to watch that again.
That's always a good one. It's
starting to become a classic, which is good. The NFL needs some more classics now that these older quarterbacks have all retired.
Yeah,
Andrew, are you taking the Chargers for this one?
No.
Oh, wow, shocker.
We've
kind of been a flush on all these games so far, haven't we, guys? For the most part.
Yeah. Minus me saying the Vikings and the Bears.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you've been the lone wolf on a couple here so far. All right, cool. Well, let's move on then. We'll see who else is playing some football this weekend. Oh, look, the Rams are going to travel over to the 49ers. NFC West showdown. I mean, do the 49ers already have the number one seat locked up?
I
don't think so, right?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
So they should be theoretically playing their starters for this one.
Oh, no, they do.
They do have it locked up.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Well, this is another one we're going to have to pay attention to and potentially switch our picks later on because the Rams they stumbled a little bit against the Giants, but they've been hot these last couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams have been looking good, aside from, I guess, last week.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the Rams are much of another team that, needs a win. Sure, they're already in the play. Like, they've already clinched their spot. So there's not a concern there at this point. It's just advancing their seeding on who they would play. So whether they're going to be the 6th or 7th seed. Because I believe if Green Bay wins and the Rams lose, it puts the Rams at 7. So they would go theoretically to Dallas if Dallas wins their game versus to Detroit. If that holds the way it is. But I mean, also again, ending on a good note for both sides, but it's much like the Ravens are the 49ers going to play enough of their people early to get them some reps in. Also, again, it's a divisional game. Maybe they want to make sure that they don't want to, even though the Rams are in, it's not the Ravens situation that they can knock them out, but they don't want the Rams to feel confident going into the playoffs. Because that's what happened to them a couple of years ago when they won. They came in, they got hot, and they just rolled everybody.
Yeah. I remember the Buccaneers were one of the people they rolled. It was a bad time.
Yeah, so maybe they just want to –
Shout out to Todd Bowles calling an all-out blitz on a very final play and leaving Antoine Winfield one-on-one with Cooper Kupp. Smart move, Bowles. Love it.
So, yeah, maybe they just want to take him down a couple pegs before the playoffs. Why not?
We'll see what happens. I think I'm going to monitor that one because if the 49ers start talking about benches to people, I think the Rams can pull that off. What do you think, Andrew? Any hope for the Rams?
Maybe. I mean, they might. I think, like Dan said, they'll probably go with the Ravens strategy, play a little bit, see how the game goes. If they get up by a little bit, they'll take some people out. But
agreed.
Rams have the ability to show up in that one and easily.
I think this game was close when they played earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah, who won last time they played?
It was definitely the 49ers, but I think it was pretty close.
And then so then you got to look at it that way. It's like if the 49ers win again and then they have to somehow see each other in the playoffs, teams don't usually win 3 times in a row.
That's a good point.
So that would be interesting to kind of see if that did.
And we've seen that scenario play out a couple times where like someone will win 2 and then they lose the 3rd one in the playoffs. Yeah, shout out Buccaneer Saints 2020. Good time.
Yeah.
The 49ers won the first time around 30 to 23.
Okay. So yeah, definitely another factor to keep in mind. A lot of these divisional
Stafford
teams
was playing in the game at that time.
Okay.
He wasn't out, so
I don't know, man. This one's gonna be I might have to come back to this one because it is a divisional round and usually those get split. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, we have the Cowboys traveling to the Commanders. Yet another game that I don't think the Commanders won the first matchup, did they? No chance. No. So
it was a Thanksgiving beatdown.
Right. Yes, it was.
I think it was like 40. I think it was like 45-10.
Yeah. I do remember that. It was a beatdown.
If the Commanders had won that, I had a nice bet going on that would have got me.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's all right. It happens.
I think I had some parlays on Howell doing something that game, and he did nothing. So
yeah, like a really stupid one for $1 that would have won like 1,000 some, but
Oh wow.
I think I think Dallas wins this one very much. If they win, they lock up the number 2 seed. They lock up the division. If I'm correct, Andrew, Cowboys win. Yeah, that's what I thought. So they have a lot at stake because they could go, quickly from the number two seed all the way down to potentially number 5 and go on the road. So
yeah, a lot on the line.
There's a lot on the line.
They love to play in Jerry World, so they're going to be.
That's like the most common thing I feel for the Cowboys is they're going to end up playing on the road somehow.
That'd be bad for them. We'll see if it can happen for the Cowboys, who are eager for some playoff wins / Super Bowl. Their fans need it. They're long suffering. This is officially 50-50. When I was picking this game earlier, I think Buffalo was slightly less of the favorite, but now it's officially 50-50. I didn't have this. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. We got Buffalo traveling to the Miami Dolphins, officially 50-50. I'm taking the Bills because the Bills seem to be hotter. And man, was I unimpressed with Miami last week. Like, dude, they got stomped.
Yeah,
and it's pretty hilarious that they stomped the 49ers earlier this year and then got stomped themselves. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Right now I'm going with Dolphins. I know they didn't look good last week, but let's just be real. Who's stopping the Ravens at this point?
Nobody's looking good against that defense.
I don't care who you are. I don't think that's a good barometer for how good a team is.
That's fair. Because that defense is making everybody look silly.
Yeah. So, all things considered, I'm not overly concerned because the Dolphins have, they took the Cowboys down, big win there. And obviously, they took down the Jets like they should have. Sure, they had that bad loss against the Titans, but all in all, over the last couple of weeks, they have looked pretty decent. I know the running joke, much like the Cowboys, was they can't beat teams with winning records, but
sure.
All things considered. Now, keep in mind the first time around, the Bills did win 48-20.
Fuck, I was just wondering about that, so maybe I gotta go Miami here.
Yeah, so
Miami.
It's I know like sometimes it's tough to do like the flat out like just go with the split, but I think all things considered, taking Miami at home, they are 7-1 at home. The Bills are a losing team on the road. They have a losing record this year, so look into that as you will. But I think they clinch up the 2nd seed, and then we have a free for all because of what the Bills losing could cause.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, all that will be decided by this game playing. So the Bills will know if they lose, they're out, or if they lose, they're still in. Because everything else is played out by that point. So
that's a great point.
Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that the Bills would.
They're going to want to play regardless, but they might be playing a little harder if they know they got to win.
Right, and also I think you still play harder because if they win the division.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sticking with Buffalo for this one.
They could jump up. I think because they beat the Chiefs. No, the Chiefs win. The Chiefs go to 2. Bills would be 3. If the Chiefs lose and the Bills win, then the Bills will be number 2.
That'd be
awesome. They have the tiebreaker on the head-to-head.
That'd be so funny.
So
see that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot at stake, but it is an interesting point that
those stats that like Mahomes hasn't even been on the road yet for playoffs. It's like
the only road games he's played are the Super Bowl games.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's absolutely madness. Well, might come to an end this year. Who knows? It's going to be a crazy Week 18, man. I don't know if we've seen such a crazy Week 18 in a while. I don't know if last year was nearly this competitive with so much on the line. Just about all these games, other than like pretty much the Jets and the Patriots, have some kind of implications. Well, I guess the Raiders Broncos is kind of over. Oh, the Broncos might still have a chance to get in, do they?
I think they're technically not eliminated. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. The Broncos still got a chance. So there's just opportunities.
No. They got eliminated last week.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, they got
Sean Payton, maybe don't bench your best quarterback and you would have had a chance. Anyway, we've given that tool bag enough attention on this pod. Let's give a last shout out to our non-sponsor sponsor, Matt Patricia. Thank you for, repping the brand out there. We appreciate you, Matt. Maybe call a good defensive play so you don't make us look bad as our non-sponsor sponsor. We would appreciate that. Andrew would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do we have any final words for these fine people at Sports by Comping, boys?
Let's go Eagles, man.
I was thinking, just I'm ready for a fun, crazy weekend of football.
It's gonna be a crazy fun weekend.
Glued to the TV, and maybe you might have to go play some more bets, Steve.
We're definitely going to. We'll absolutely play some bets. Probably win some of them. Mostly lose though. So follow me for losing money. Can absolutely help you guys out. Anyway, guys, you may have noticed the little logo here. Coke is actually good for you. You're probably wondering which Coke. There's a couple different Cokes. They're both good for you. You may be like, no, that doesn't sound right, Steven. Now listen, Matt, I am a scientist, guys. I have a bachelor's degree in marketing of science. It's a bachelor of science in marketing. Therefore, I am a scientist. And you can trust me when I tell you both of the Cokes, both of them, Daniel, are good for you. So people, do some Coke, drink some, do some, and enjoy this last weekend of NFL football because it's over now after this, guys, and we're going to the playoffs. Push by Compion. We're out of here, man. Fucking, we're